Hello there guys, it's Steven here, the big 5k subscribers Q&A. It may not be a lot to some people, but it's a lot for me, and I appreciate you all. You've all got beautiful faces, and thank you very much. And if you're watching this, you're a big part of it, so cheers for that. And here's the 10k, I guess. But I'm going to go through all the questions. You've sent me absolutely loads. I'm going to go through as many questions as I actually can, but there was so many, like 300 plus. And if I don't answer your question, it's not because I don't care. I obviously do care. It's because there was like 300 plus comments, which will take forever. And it's also, there's loads of duplicates. There was also loads of questions I already answered before. But yes, let's get on to the questions. There's a lot of them. So here we go. Lucas Beeston, no Nicola, no party. Did you pay to say that, mate? Yeah, but genuinely true. But anyway, but being serious, do we need someone like Alaba in our team? Of course we do, Lucas, because Alaba is an incredibly good player. And I don't think we'll get him, though, unfortunately. Sorry about that, mate. JJJ Monkey, are you going to travel anywhere nice this year? Hopefully, mate. Hopefully it will be. Maybe I'll go somewhere nice for Nicola, or maybe I'll go to an away game in the Champions League if we get past Monaco. Maybe I'll go to Monaco. Fingers crossed. Nanageddon, my favourite username there. If you could have any player in the world, who would it be and why? Messi, the greatest player to ever play the game, in my humble opinion. Harry Thompson. Of all the academy players, pick 5 that you think have a very, very bright future at City. That changes every day, Harry. There's so many incredibly good young players at our academy, and they're all elevating or going backwards a little bit daily because they're the young footballers, so it changes all the time. But I'll pull 5 names now out of a hat and randomly say Brahim Diaz, Phil Foden, Tosin Adarabioyo, Jadon Sancho, who else? I really like Matt Smith at the moment. Ricky could make it. Is that 4 or 5? I don't know. I'll name one more just in case. And then, who else? Another good young player. Alex Garcia, because why not? He's already proven he's got immense amounts of potential. Reyes Film Z, can you please send me a Man City jersey signed by you? I'm skint, mate. You got to pay for it. Pay for it. Send it to me and I'll sign it. You don't want it signed by me, though. Get it signed by a player, someone important. But can you send me a signed jersey by you? That'd be nice, yeah. Bring it on. I know you also asked what age did you start supporting City. That was from birth, basically. I chose it myself, I think, by the age of about 3 or 4 years old. So, the Olive Tree, 33, favourite joke of all time. Paul Walsh. Sorry, that's a bit harsh, that, isn't it? Mason Courtney with the deep questions. Hi, Stephen. What do you expect from Guardiola while he's here? Professionalism. But no, on a serious level, I expect him to be... I think he'll basically give this club a bit of an identity and a playing style to go forward. I think he'll start to integrate youth. I think he will do that. I think he'll leave us in a better shape than when he leaves than when he got here. I think we'll be a young, vibrant squad who play great attacking football. I think we'll have a way to basically integrate youngsters in the long term. I think we'll basically just be in a lot better shape. And I think we'll be very good. And I think we'll all be very happy with it in general. Mitchell Burt, can I be in the video? No, you cannot, Mitchell. Bradley Finley, if you could take any player from the current top 6 and guaranteed in the starting lineup, who would it be and why? Oh, that's a very good question. Given his form at the moment, given the fact we probably need a midfielder, get Kante legging it about and breaking everyone's legs. That'll do for me at the moment. Dylan Gregory Martin, who is the hidden gem of the City's academy? Oh, well, that's a very layered question as well. I think we'd be surprised by someone like Matt Smith, potentially under 18s, a very dynamic box-to-box midfielder. Davenport's had a quiet season so far, but he was fantastic last year for the under 18s and won awards at every level in the academy. But then, I don't know, maybe Joel Lottie-Baudier, Tom Delibashiru, someone like that. There's a lot of very good players in the under 18s, under 16s below as well. Taylor Richards is a phenomenal young player. Bobby Duncan, Steven Gerrard's little cousin, he's only under 16s at the moment, but he scores goals for fun. So there's just too many to name, to be honest. Maisie there, if you could ask your future self one question about the future Man City or just football in general, what would it be? Probably, was it all worth it? Like, was it worth the stress, the arguments, the tears? Probably yes. Yeah, it will be yes. That'll be it. I'll ask him if it was worth it, and I'll probably say it was, to be honest. Islands Antichrist, the dramatically named Islands Antichrist. God, I wouldn't want to meet you on a bad day, Mr. Antichrist. What was your first guitar? It was a crap Squire imitation one. I was about 19 actually, so it wasn't even like I was dead young or everything like that. I was just in university and I wanted to play guitar because of Arctic Monkeys, because I was obsessed. So I got a crap imitation Fender Squire thing from like August or something like that. Sasson P as well. What attracts you to youth football so much? I think I like the lack of pretension. I'm a bit of a hipster, I'll be honest. I like the idea of like, it probably does appeal to me subconsciously, knowing things about players that aren't heard yet. I know that's pretty pretentious, but it's probably true. And I also like the fact when you go to these games, there's none of that kind of hyperbole you get in the Premiership. No overreacting, no play diving, just good football played by people who want to be footballers. It means a lot to them. And the quality is great, the intensity is brilliant, and it's just refreshing. It's a different atmosphere from the Premiership. It's full of life, it's full of passion. You sit around the parents as well, the young players. You sit around all the coaches, all the players just walking about as well. They're not separated from you. In general, it's just a very good atmosphere, and it's really exciting to see the development, because you see it intrinsically. You see it from one game to the next, these players getting better, more so you can with finished professionals. These actually, you see their development in the course of a year, and they grow and they get bigger, stronger, better, and it's just really good to see, and it's really encouraging. And then when you see him play for the first team as well, it's just really, really sweet. And yeah, so I'd recommend anyone go to UK because it's a lot of fun in general. Sasson also said, tell us about your music career, please. Oh, Sasson, where do we get started? I was actually a professional musician for a couple of years. I got a big kind of management contract with my band Embers. Got loads of mad hype and all that kind of stuff. Blew up on the internet, but then it all went horribly wrong. We got, in my opinion, some bad luck, badly done by our management company. But we're still about to release some stuff. But yeah, I've done loads of stuff. I played with the Pogues at the Apollo, which was incredible. I've gone on tour around Europe and so on. I was also in another band about 6 years ago called Lost Knives. We did like BBC Made a Veil session, and we just done loads of random shit. But we've always got loads of good press, but not had much luck. But hopefully that will change this year. So go listen to my band Embers if you haven't already. We're dead good and all that, I promise you. Ben saying, do you think we should offer Yaya a new contract? If not, who should be his replacement this summer? I don't think we should offer him a new contract. I love Yaya, but I think his time has come and gone. See you later, mate. Take your cake as you leave and have a good life. As his replacement, I don't really know. I've not thought about it. Someone like Julian Weigl, I know he's not necessarily the same kind of player, but he would be phenomenal. He's a great young player. I'd love to see him in a City shirt. Oliver Marshall, what type of music are you into? I think Omar Lasker as well asked the same question later on. So for both of you, my favourite bands are bands like Arcade Fire, Foals, Radiohead, Sigur Rós. Early news or Absolution era, not like the new stuff, which is pretty gas, if I'm being honest. But in general, I like I'm a guitarist. I like guitar stuff. I've got a thing for pop music. I love all the 80s kind of stuff as well. All the classics like Toto Africa, all the cheesy classics. In general, I just like good music though. I'm a big fan of any music really if it's good. And but I am shamefully indie rock, I guess, or kind of post rock and all that kind of stuff. Anything as well, like cinematic, like Hans Zimmer, all the orchestral music, all the soundtrack. I love anything with big strings and emotion and passion, because I'm a pretty passionate person. So anything that kind of gets me roused and gets me roused, not aroused. Before you heard that wrong. Anything that gets me kind of like emotive tends to do the thing for me. German Citizen, favourite TV show? Oh, there's loads. I'm currently watching Westworld, which seems really good. Then I was big into Lost when I was younger. Breaking Bad's great. All the obvious ones. The Wire. Well, The Wire was incredible. And then things like, what else? Game of Thrones, obviously, we all watch that kind of stuff. And in general, just, yeah, like the big epic TV series. Obviously, the Planet Earth stuff, anything with Attenborough, I'm big on. But yeah, in general, that kind of shit, really. German Citizen also said, how many goals will Jesus get this season? I think it'll be about 6 or 7. Not loads, but quite a few. I think it'll be alright. You won't get many games, so that'll be it. Also, any questions about Gabriel Jesus, I haven't answered because I did a big video explaining my thoughts on him there. So go and watch that if you want Gabriel Jesus talk, because it's a good one. I promise you, I promise. Right, this is a question I've been asked a lot, and it's a complicated answer, so get a brew, prepare for this. What is your full-time job? Right. A lot of people don't know, Bloom Horizon TV was actually my full-time job. We had a bit of funding, basically. So I came on board in like March 2016. That has recently changed, sadly. It's no one's fault. It's just purely a business decision from the people who funded us. And now I'm actually unemployed, which is why I guess I've not been on Bloom Horizon quite as much. But I don't blame anyone. No one's done anything wrong. No one's sacked me. It's just kind of shit happened that was out of some people's hands, and that was it. Sometimes the money just stopped coming in, and it's no one's fault, really. A lot of people would say, why won't you do it free? But I guess if you've had a job where you've been paid to do it, you don't then do it for free, because there's a moral principle with that, you know. I'm not blaming anyone who would do that, but it's different. I do obviously do videos for Bloom Horizon TV still, if you've all seen. It's just not quite the same as it was for me personally now. And that also leads on to the question where a lot of people have said, why have you started your own channel when these videos could go on Bloom Horizon? Well, I hope that explains it for you. I don't own Bloom Horizon TV. I never have owned it, so I've got nothing to gain from that personally. If that gets massive, I won't get anything back from it personally. I know that sounds like quite selfish, but if I'm going to put a lot of time into editing videos and all that kind of stuff, I'd rather it go under my own channel personally, because that's my future, so to speak. And Bloom Horizon TV, as good as that could ever be, that's never going to be my future. It can only ever be a job as opposed to anything. I'd have a personal limit there that I could get from that. I know it shouldn't be about that, but I'm 31 years old. I've got to look after myself, so to speak, and I think you'd all hopefully understand that. As well, I started my own channel as well initially, long before I knew anything about this job situation, just because I had videos I wanted to make myself that couldn't always go on Blue Horizon TV. We tended to put a video out a day on Blue Horizon TV, and I wanted to make match day blogs, and they wouldn't always have space for them. So I just wanted to do it in my own time. I also wanted to experiment with filming because I like videos, I like YouTube, and in general, I wanted to just try some stuff that wouldn't necessarily be on Blue Horizon TV. Stuff like this, for example. This is my personal channel. Yes, it is a Man City channel mainly, but I don't always want it to be that way personally. I want it to be my personal channel where I can try stuff. I'm still learning my feet in YouTube, but I'm a big fan of people like Casey Neistat or whatever. I'm a big fan of people like H3 Productions, or even just people like Hugh Wizzy, who can just talk about football in a broader sense while being an Arsenal fan. This will always be Man City based in general, but I also want it to be my channel. I don't want it to be Blue Horizon TV. I don't want it to be exactly the same as that. I want to be able to do in-depth player profiles myself personally. I don't always want to do a match review. I don't always want to do that. So this is why I started my channel. Hopefully, I presume if you're here, you like it because of me, not necessarily just for Manchester City. If you do, well, cheers anyway. But I hope you like to hear myself talk about things, because I hope, well, cheers, thank you. That would mean a lot if so. But yeah, that's why I don't always do every video for Blue Horizon TV, because it's not my job anymore, unfortunately. And don't ever go anyone, it's no one's fault, it's just life. Sometimes stuff happens, we're all adults and we just get on with it. But I will be involved, definitely. And to succinctly say that, I started this channel because I wanted to be creative. I wanted to do things myself. I wanted to try stuff. Some people have asked, where do you see this channel going? I don't know. All I know is I want to make it more personal. I want to be talking about football. I also want to talk about my life. I want to get Nicola involved every now and then. I want to just be able to do whatever I want, because as a person, as an individual, if you're not doing the things you want to do, there is no point. Trust me on that. There's no point stressing yourself out. There's no point creating content that you think people will only want if you don't want to do it yourself. I want to talk about football always, but I also want to do other stuff. So this is my channel, and that's why I created it. And I hope that makes sense. But yeah, don't get upset about Blue Horizon TV. It's still there. It will still always exist, and it's still gonna keep growing in a different way. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure yet. But I hope you enjoy my channel at least. Anyway. But on other jobs I did as well in the past, I've had a really weird career in general. Before Blue Horizon TV, I was just a random facilities assistant for the General Medical Council, doing loads of random stuff. I've also been a professional musician. I worked in music PR with big bands where I promoted them to get on the radio. I've also kind of worked at Levi's as a supervisor. I also ran my own club night for a while. That was good fun. I've done a lot of random stuff. In general, in life, I just try and do stuff that I like. I think you should do that as well. Just try and do something that you enjoy. I know that's a cliche, but it's a cliche for a reason, because I've always tried to operate on the principle of chasing what I want to do, because if I don't enjoy doing something, I just don't do it for long. And I always like creative things. I always like being in a new environment. I don't like to get stuck down in a job personally for too long, because I feel like I get stale. And that's why I've always gone from industry to industry, doing random stuff, because I don't really know what I want to be. I don't think that's anything wrong with that. I don't think anyone really wants to know what they want to be, really. You just do what you like in that moment, and that's why I'm doing videos now. That's why I've always done music. That's why I once ran a club night, and that's why I talk about football, because it's what I like doing. And I think in general that's a good principle to run your life by. Just do what you want to do. And anyway, enough of the real talk. Sorry about that. Back to football. Vincent Kompany King, your first derby match. Oh, my first derby match was quite late, I think. I think it was like 2007, the Giovanni 1-0 one under Sven-Göran Eriksson, where we basically scored early on, battered them, and then sat back and defended. I think it was that one. Yeah, I don't think it was any before that. I think that was my first one. Ben Spanton saying, if Guardiola was to see out and possibly extend his contract, which kids could get involved during his regime? I like the likes of Phil Foden, just suits his style perfectly. Sancho as a winger as well. I think any wingers in general have got a big chance. Like Brahim Diaz can play out wide. He's also a midfielder. These have got a big chance because these are Guardiola kind of players. I'm sure little nippy forwards as well, like Lorenzo Gallas, will hope to be involved. And in general, Adebayo, he's got a lot of faith in him still. A ball-playing centre-back with lots of ability. People like these could get a shout during the years if he does extend, which I hope he does, because I think City will benefit from it a lot if he gets 5 years as opposed to 3 out of him. This is the bit where Nicola basically, because she wasn't in the Q&A, decided to ask about 10 billion questions, because she loves to be on these Q&As really. Sorry, Nicola. Next time, definitely. She said, can you buy me some Percy pigs? I can. If you can visit anywhere in the world, where would it be? She knows this. It's probably like Madagascar because of Uncharted 4, because I'm a sad loser, and I like places like that. I just saw it in the game and thought it was amazing, which is there actually. There you go, that's Uncharted 4. Or something like Nepal or Japan or some of those kind of places, because they're all dead pretty and all that kind of stuff. She also asks, what's your favourite rum? You know the answer to that, Nicola. But probably rum bullion or something like that. Something like that, I don't know. They're all good. I'm a big fan of rum. We had a rum epiphany when we went away last year to Cornwall, to this little place, and there was just rums everywhere. And it's fucking good. It was good. Where do you see Brahim in the future? I see him winning titles and being my best friend, Nicola. You know that. If you could sit on the table with 5 football players, dead or alive, who would you choose? Nicola, that is a very, very good question, actually. I don't actually know. 5 players, dead or alive. All right, I'll go for Pep Guardiola, because he was a player, but he's now kind of dead in the playing sense. So, but he'll be one of them, Guardiola. And Balotelli, because he'd be the mad shit pulling all the crazy crackers. George Best, I know that's a United player, but I'm sure he would have brought quite a few drinks to the table. So, no offence, mate, but he would have brought. Oh, that sounds awful. But he would have generally been good for partying. I'll move on. Who else? I'm struggling with this one. This is difficult. I don't know. Someone odd like Richard Dunn or someone like that. I think he'd be a good laugh. And then maybe Sven-Goran Eriksson, the smooth man. I know he wasn't a player, but I think he'd be fun. But it's a good question. I genuinely struggled. But well done, Nicola. You've actually caught me out there. Azim Shakil. How come Man City haven't announced Aguero's contract extension yet? Probably just because they're fucking rumours. I don't really know, mate. But so yeah, sort it out, City. Sort it out. Gary Miller here with another deep question. What is your favourite memory to do with City? And what is your favourite memory of all time? Wow, Gary, that's prying there, mate. Aren't you getting inside my head? But I don't mind. City won, it's got to be 93-20. We won the league. The rest is obviously history. Personally, I don't know. I became an uncle recently. That was incredible. I don't know, like... Favourite memory personally? Little things. It's little things for me in general, like going away to Scotland with Nicola for... my 30th birthday was incredible. Great holiday there. Family holiday when I was like 19 to Dominican Republic was something I'll never forget. General, a few Christmases have been incredible. It's just the nice stuff and the simple small things you do with family and friends around you. I remember one New Year's Eve night I had about 3 years ago with my family and my best friend, and a few other more little things like that. A night out in Germany with my band in Berlin was incredible. Lots of little small stuff that just kind of gets triggered every now and then in my mind as a small memory by a song, by a moment, or by an experience, and it just feels good. The kind of stuff that you smile and laugh to yourself. Does that make sense? Cheesy, but you know what I mean. You'll be sat on the bus one day, you remember it, and you'll smile. So yeah, all that kind of stuff. It's all basically built around family and friends. The traditional stuff, really. I'm here saying your favourite City player and manager ever. Oh, manager ever? I don't really know, to be honest. Mancini won us the league. I always loved Sven for some reason. I thought he was great. Brian Horton, when I started supporting City when I was a kid. I say Brian Horton. I always supported City, but when I started going as a kid, Brian Horton was the City manager. I always liked the football that he played. Joe Royal, he got us up, back from the brink of oblivion, so to speak. Kevin Keegan brought us goals. I don't think I've got a favourite manager, just lots that I quite liked. And favourite player was that, let me take the question again. Ever City player, King Clancy. That's the answer there for you, mate. Anthony Chitic, which is more important to the City squad, KDB or Aguero? It's probably now it's probably De Bruyne, I would say, because we can win, I think, without Aguero. Though I don't know if Aguero's at his very, 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 very best, man. He wins you games just like that. So, it's a tough question. What do you reckon, everyone? Get in the comments and all that. I'm going to say instinctively De Bruyne. Who Gaming, can you and the boys from Blue Horizon TV do football challenges like crossbar challenges and call out penalties and forfeits and all that kind of stuff? We are shite at football. Well, I'm alright, but in general we're not the best. But yeah, I would do that. Alex Paul, if you're watching, I'm calling you out. Some challenges now. Reece Green, has there been a particular young player that has disappointed you with their potential? In general, young players reach a limit and then it depends what happens to them after that. It depends on the club's manager, them, the chances they get or the chances they don't get. And I think a few players recently have fallen into that bracket. Denayer is one that should have been in our first team squad a year and a half ago, in my opinion. Brandon Barker should have got his debut a year and a half ago when he was in incredible form. But as it is, these players maybe didn't get the chances they deserved and they dipped a little bit because their heads were dropped. It's just such fine margins for a young player. Get it right, they go rocket. Get it wrong, they fall. There might be time for these two players yet, but these two so far for me are the biggest disappointments. But I do hope they can get back to their ability they were at 2 years ago. Al Taylor, do you think Manu Garcia has a future at City? He does. He just needs to express himself in first team football now at NEC Breda and hopefully start to impress in the right way. Go City. Who do you think is the third best player in the world? Ooh, good question. That's a very good question. Griezmann is the current choice, but I don't think he is. I think there's loads of players better than Griezmann personally. I don't know. Someone like Iniesta on his very, very, very best is a genius. You don't get near him. But that's on his very, very best, obviously. Suarez is a hell of a striker. Neymar, Bale, obviously Silva. I don't know. I just don't know. I think Messi and Ronaldo are the two best, and after that, there's a whole host of players that are just below. That's what Pep said, and I probably agree with that. Harrison saying, do you think Zabah, Sanya, Kolarov, Clichy, Yaya, Fernando, Navas will all leave this summer? Zabah, yes. Sanya, yes. Or maybe 3 of the 4 fullbacks. Yaya, definitely. Navas, probably. Fernando, maybe. Why doesn't Pep like Kelechi from Harrison as well? I don't know. I think he's not convinced yet, but Kelechi has to prove him right. Every young player has adversity to overcome, and I'm sure he's got the ability to do it. And he also asked Harrison, what's happened to Ronaldo? He's injured, I think. I think City don't want to buy him because of his injury problems, so we'll come back to him in the summer if we do. He also asked Harrison, getting all the questions here, do you think we can get Laporte in the summer? I think Pep wants him, so I think we'll definitely give it a go. 50 million, I think, his release fee clause. It's going to be difficult, but I don't see the problem going back and asking again if we really want him. Kelechi, actually, I'm sure it's actually Kelechi. If City didn't exist, what team would you support in the Premier League? None, mate. Fuck that. I'd rather just go and support a Championship team or something like that. Jack Skills saying, what position did you play in football? I'm a creative midfielder, mate. A bit of a maybe an inverted winger, kind of like a Nasri style player is what I would say. I'm like obviously a little bit less temperamental. Man City 11. If you were a football player, would you rather win the Champions League or for your club or World Cup for your nation? I think I'd say World Cup for my nation because you become a hero for your country then, don't you? I'd rather be a national hero than a regional hero in general. But either or, they're both pretty good there. Yeah, Man City 11 as well. What is the weirdest thing that's happened to you at a football stadium? People asking for a picture. That is strange. People recognise me because of Blooming Rising TV of here. That is weird, guys. I've had kids coming up to asking for a photo, and the dad's being like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" But yeah, that is by far the strangest thing. NBCF 20 times. It's Sam and Jordan. Give us a shout out. There's your shout out, lads. Jesus is coming. What are the plans for future content, if any? Just to be myself, really. I answered that in another question, mate. Abbas, my boy. There you go, mate, my boy. You've asked about would you leave your job for YouTube if you went bigger on YouTube? The irony of that, given the Bloom Rising TV question. It was already my job. But yeah, I would. If this one got bigger, I would do it again because of course I would, because it's great making videos. And he also said, would you sign Donnarumma? Abbas, I would, because Donnarumma is an incredibly good young player. Matthew saying, what is your favourite video game of all time? Probably Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. That basically defined my childhood. Or A Link to the Past. Zelda games are just, they're my drug. Zelda games are incredible. The sense of story and the adventure. Big fan of Uncharted, I think they're incredible. Last of Us as well by Naughty Dog. See, that is a game that touched me kind of emotionally as well. It's an incredibly good story. Great storytelling. Final Fantasy 7. When I was a kid, I was big on Nintendo games in general, like Banjo-Kazooie, the Mario games, Mario Kart, then Zelda and so on. But I played Final Fantasy 7 on the PS1. And that just blew my tiny little mind. Big fan of RPGs. But yeah, they're probably my favourite games there. Josh Ellingworth, is it a chip balm or a chip muffin? Right. A muffin is that. A chip balm. A balm is just a chip balm. A chip muffin. Is that what you get from Starbucks? James Punjabi, how to get a girlfriend. James, mate, just, I don't know. Just be... I know it's the whole cliche about being yourself, but I wouldn't do anything exceptionally different. I don't know. I met Nicola, right? Confession here. I met Nicola on Tinder. So, yeah, you can find love in a hopeless place, so to speak. I don't know. You just go out and you talk to people. They are just people. Women are just people who, if you talk to them exactly the way you talk to your mates, but probably a little bit less laddie, you'll probably be all right. I don't know, but it'll happen in time. Do not worry, James. Women, anyway, yeah, who needs a girlfriend? You got your mates, you got FIFA. They're all right. Well, Nicola, who obviously is mint, but don't chase it. Don't chase it. Don't worry about it. Milky Man, as a City fan growing up, how did you find it with others maybe supporting United compared to now? Oh, when I was a kid, I got ripped to fuck with United fans, but do you know what? That made me who I am. I think I've got a sense of humour that's self-depreciating because of my support in Man City. I would 10 times always rather be a City fan than a United fan, because United fans, in general, are arrogant. They're arrogant because they don't know anything other than success. If you're around your 30s, or a little bit around that age group in general, or a little bit younger, you've only ever known United being brilliant. So when they got a bit shit a few years back, they couldn't deal with it. They were flying fucking banners over Old Trafford. They can't take it because they're spoiled, basically. Spoiled little brats who have only ever known the good times, so they don't know how to deal with adversity. Whereas me, as a City fan, I in general have seen us be shit, so anything else is a bonus. I would say in general as well for the younger City fans, if you don't know us being crap, just try not to be arrogant, because it's easy to be spoiled, and that's one thing I've already noticed from some of our fans, so just try not to let it get to you in general. Saints FIFA saying, how do you keep your hair so fabulous? Saints FIFA is my biggest fan after Nicola. Say to me, I don't, I just wash it. That's it. I just wash it. But thank you though, thank you. I'll pass the kind comments on to my hairdresser, which I haven't got a hairdresser really, just the person who cuts my hair. Joe Bennett, from any City kit in history, which is your favourite, most important? Oh, the most important is either the 99 Gillingham away kit, which is not even nice but it's important, or obviously the 2011 one where we won. And my favourite kit, probably the first one I ever had, which was the 94 home shirt, I'd say, just because it was the first one I ever had. Umar saying, when do you think Alex Garcia will be a first team starter? I think they're doing it right at the moment, easing him in slowly, and then hopefully over maybe a year or two from now he'll be a regular. Have you ever hugged a City player from Tamik? Oh, any City player? Yeah, I've hugged quite a few, I think. Maybe, I don't know actually. Oh, a lot of handshakes anyway, at least. Nick Spoleto, what is your honest opinion of Bravo? A great keeper who's had a bad start to the season for whatever reason. Hopefully he can settle with a little bit of time. And would you rather see us win the league or Champions League? Champions League, because we've already won the league. Fabian Delph, hiya Fabian, if you're watching. If your life was on the line, would you take Kolarov's defending or Navas' crossing? Bloody hell, talk about Hobson's choice there. I'm dead, basically. What does it really matter if that happens? But probably Navas' crossing. Nah. I don't know. Fucking hell, mate. You just killed me. You've just killed me on a video. Galtham, do you follow cricket? If so, who is your favourite player? I don't, unfortunately, mate. Sorry about that. It's Philly. Apart from football, what is your favourite sport? Oh, I haven't got time for any other sports at the moment, but I quite like tennis. I'm not averse to that. I watch if it's on. That's about it, really. Official Piora, who was your hero when you were a kid? Oh, it probably was me dad. Nah, I'm not going to be cheesy and say that. My hero when I was a kid was Uwe Rosler, probably. King Clancy as well. I was obsessed with those two because they were phenomenal players. Eat Way Too Much, how did you and Nicola meet? The internet. Of course I did. It's 2017. We met on Tinder. I was bored, sat on a bus, and these kids were talking about Tinder in front of me, and I thought, fuck it, I'm single. I downloaded it and basically pretty much met Nicola straight away. And I thought, she's minute her. And now we're 3 years later, and look, there we go. Antonio Palucci, if you could spend a whole day with a City player, past or present, who would it be and why? Balotelli, man, the guy is nuts. It would be, we don't know, probably on top of Trafford Centre with a fucking rocket or something, flying to the moon. Who knows with him? You're not in the circle. If you're stranded on a desert island for an unknown length of time, which 3 movies would you take with you? Ooh, Interstellar. I'm a big fan of that. I think it's an incredibly good sci-fi film, a modern classic that people look back at in years and say that was really good, that film. And what else? Jurassic Park. Mate, shit, I love my fucking dinosaurs. Jurassic Park is a hell of a film, and I never got bored of that ever. And then, I don't know, a really long one just because I'd get bored. Like, I don't know, Return of the King, Lord of the Rings, just because it goes on forever. And that would be probably a good way to spend the time. MCFC KDB, did you start Bloomer Rising? I didn't. It was going for about a year and a half before me. I've answered that kind of vaguely as well in another question. Malcolm saying, you're doing a Q&A for 5,000 subs. What would you do if you got 100k subs? Malcolm, what would you want me to do for 100,000 subs? I don't know, mate. I'd probably be about old and grey by that point, so I don't think it would really matter anyway. Spencer McCora said, funniest manager in your opinion? Oh, probably like, Pep's pretty funny. I'd say Pep's pretty funny. Klopp's quite funny as well. Probably not Mourinho because he's a cunt. In general, though, probably those two, really. How much of this anti-doping stuff as well is City's fault, and how much is it FA just picking on us? Both, Spencer. We've obviously been stupid with some admin errors, but fucking hell. Backpage news. Get a grip. This is ridiculous. And the FA knew what they do when they did this as well. It's genuinely ridiculous. Big Jelly Eel asks, which team winning the league would you find more bearable if City didn't? Fucking hell. Not Arsenal. Not United. Not Liverpool. Chelsea. Chelsea will be alright. That'd be fine for me. Robert said, did you go to university? If so, what did you study? I did journalism, Robert. I don't know why I did it. I did it because people said, you're good at writing, go and do journalism. Didn't want to do journalism, just wanted to write. Did a year, Chester University, dropped out. I went there because I got told, this is genuinely true because 18-year-old Stephen thought this was a good idea. Apparently there was loads of women, 7-to-1 female to male ratio at Chester University. So I thought, that looks alright. And basically they were the only place to accept me. It wasn't. It was all bloody old women. They didn't mention that, did they? No, of course they didn't. John Paul Davenport, who's the coolest member of your band? John, you're looking at him, mate, of course, obviously. Omar Al Abrashi, can you show us your setup someday? Yeah, I can do, mate, actually, yeah. I'll do it now. Right, this is my setup. I've got a Sony RX 100 Mark IV there on a tripod there. I've got MacBook Pro there recording the audio. I've got, obviously, one of those there. I've got a Yeti Blue mic for the audio there as well. And I've got this box light thing here, which is only simple and it goes really bright. Look at that. That's my setup. Simple, to the point, effective, and I hope you like it. Leanne Feely, if you could take one player from Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, who would you pick? That's a very good question as well, Leanne. From Chelsea, Kante, his energy, his ability, he's obviously in general just a phenomenal midfielder. Arsenal probably would be Bellerin. Tottenham would be Danny Rose. Then we got our fullback sorted for years. And then for Liverpool, Coutinho would be alright as well, wouldn't he? I'd probably take Coutinho. So there we go. Luke Peel, how many City players did past or present have you met in real life? No idea, mate. Quite a lot in general, if I'm being honest. Connor, do you support any other teams in the league? I do not, Connor, because I'm a Manchester City fan. Daniel Bradley, congrats. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. Do you think we can go all the way in Champions League after our performance against Barca? Of course we can. Any team can. If you're very good, you've got a chance. Joe Doherty, do you watch Limmy's show? I do, and it's good. I don't watch it recently, but I've seen all his sketches on YouTube and all that kind of shit, and that man is good. I fucking love Scottish people as well. Scottish people are class. They just are. They're just good crack in general. Good people. John Tonin, which do you love more, City or your girlfriend? No, it's obviously Nicola. Football is just a game. I can separate football from life, and Nicola is she's obviously mint and she's great and the love of my life. Football, City. If I didn't have City, if I didn't have football, I'd just go and try and make films. I would try and do more music. I would get on with life. I would be gutted, but family and friends are more important than football because it is just a game after all. David Smith saying, my question is, when are you going to marry the stunner Nicola? David, it's got to be a surprise. I can't put a date on that and it'd ruin it. And I don't know. I answered that in another Q&A as well, so stop trying to cause shit as well. Ryan said, is there anything you miss about the old Man City pre-takeover? Yeah, Main Road. Main Road to me was better. I remember there's more warmer connections there. And I think the fans were a little bit more humble as well. I think we've probably got a little bit used to success and we probably don't know. We don't know how to be patient. I think we need to learn to be patient in general as a fan base because it isn't always as bad as we think it is usually. It's like 1 minute we're great, 1 minute we're awful, 1 minute we're great, 1 minute we're awful. Probably the truth is somewhere in the middle. Just relax and take it easy as fans. Mr. Ninja Puncake, do you have any Man United support friends? Of course I do because I'm from Manchester and there are a lot of United fans in Manchester. My best friend actually, David Selby, my best friend, is a United fan and he's a good bloke for a United fan. So hi Dave, if you're watching. But yeah, they're alright, some United fans, they're not too bad. Bidders77, what's the record on your turntable? Oh, this one here, you know what, I'll take it off for you now. It's got a bit of dust on it as well at the moment. It's Foals, it's What Went Down by Foals, who are one of my favourite bands. It's a good record as well, a very good record. Truck near Buck, bruh. Steve, what did you get in your GCSEs? Because I'm doing mine this year. Inspire me, daddy. What is that daddy thing about? But yeah, my GCSEs, I underachieved, if being honest. That's what my teacher said to me anyway. I was lazy. Don't be lazy like I was as a kid, because I was lazy as a kid. I didn't do anything. I think I got an A in art. I got B's in like English and science and maths and all that kind of shit, and then a C in geography, religion, and I don't know. I got basically an A at C's and everything apart from like a D in French, which I didn't do part of the exam for because I didn't know how to. Weird, but I got a D star. But yeah, I didn't do that well at GCSE. I did alright, I did fine, but I should have got a couple more A's, I reckon, in general. But yes, that's how I did. And inspire yourself, Truck. You'll be alright, mate. It's just GCSEs. Do your best. And in general, once you get past a certain age, no one gives a shit. It's about experience after that in general. Omar said from Citizens TV, hello Omar, what motivated you to start blogging about Man City? Presumably if you mean writing, I used to write a blog about the City's academies called Esteemed Kompany at Blogspot. Just because I saw something I wanted to write about, and I like writing in general. If you mean vlogging in general, I really like YouTubers like Casey Neistat. I really like the art form of vlogging. I like it when people put a little bit more thought into it. I don't want to just do a bunch of shots that don't flow from one shot to the next. I want artistry in there. I want cinematography. I want vision. I want creativity. I want good music and some nice shots that actually look good. Never mind just the actual content and what's going in between it. So that's why I try and get cut shots in my videos. I want them to be passionate, creative, intelligent. What inspired me is just this urge to create something in general, which is what tends to make me do anything. Like with my band, with videos in general, I just like making things. I like expressing myself visually, creatively, and so on. And it's just that's what I am as a person, really. Elmo Mutari, any plans on a quick trip to Drip Doctors? And Mark Lovell said, finally, my question is, how many of the current City team would you be in your World 11? Oh, I think if Vincent Kompany is fit and firing, which is a massive if, I think he's the best centre-back in world football. Personally, I think he's a phenomenal player. I don't know, KDB maybe could get in there. Silva could get in there at his best. Aguero, he's got a tough job given the fact Messi, Ronaldo, Suarez and all that. I don't know, I'm not sure we've got the best players in any position, but we've got a fucking lot of good ones. So, but yes, guys, this is the end of the mammoth, ridiculously long Q&A. I did all that for you. Thank you. Thank you, you're all brilliant. You're all beautiful people. I hope you enjoyed the Q&A. And go and watch some more videos. Hopefully you stick around for the rest of the year, because hopefully it's going to be a good one. Here's to 10,000 subscribers. I will see you all soon. See you later, guys.